Hi, I'm Cash and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where I break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. And today we're doing N.Forest against Manchester City, where I use my over 20 plus years of coaching experience to give you a different insight into the world of the footballs. As well, if you're into any all the goals I've broken down throughout the season, I'm going to be doing a long compilation, is that the right word? I think it is, just can't speak properly today, of all of them, so you can watch all of the Man City goals that they've scored and conceded and all the Man United and Chelsea ones in one long thing. So when I'm talking about consistency of people scoring the same way or letting goals in the same way, you can actually see it in a cohesive manner week in, week out, day in, day out. So stay tuned for that near the end of the season. But before we get into the actual Man City goals, I'm going to talk a little bit here about N.Forest, because City didn't have it there all their own way in this game, and N.Forest could have easily got one or two little goals here. And I'm going to talk about this little guy. I think his name's Nico Williams, played for Wales. Really like this player, decent. I think he's very, very underrated. But I'm going to talk to you about the way that Man City are defending this and the ball, right? So here you are. I think this is Grealish running to shut the ball down. But watch how they leave this player here as they go down and they push the actual attacking player into a zone where he's only really got one option, which is to shoot, which they don't mind because he's outside the scoring funnel. So look, defensively now they're almost set. He's staying with him. Look, he's there. He's making sure that he can't play him a pass, because now that the space is taken away, he knows that can't happen, but he's still marking him there. Yeah, he can come back here. They don't mind that, though, because if it comes back, they can pressure him, but they're shutting out that middle zone there, and they're cutting the pass off to anybody there, and they're not really bothered about there because they can get to it, as I said. And now what they've done is, because they've got a body close to the ball, this player here becomes irrelevant because you can't get him the ball. So he's, again, the only thing he can do now is shoot, which is exactly what they want to do. They've clogged up the pass, done a good job, but Nico Williams, he still does get his shot off. As a little touch, bosh, and it's a quality shot. Keeper makes a great save. They had a couple of opportunities where, honestly, if they're a little bit more lucky, I think N.Forest could have got a goal. Two, probably not, but definitely one. So if you've been on my channel before, you know exactly what I'm about to say. When someone puts their hand up telling somebody else what to do, in about 5 seconds in the Premier League, somebody else is about to score a goal. And it's probably going to be the person's fault who's got his hand up because he should have done his job properly. Now, you can see they've got a bit of a zone defence going on here with these three marking their areas. Now, there's so many different problems with certain types of zone. So first off, people think zone is you're marking your zone. Okay, that's great. That isn't really what you're supposed to do. That's what bad coaches have had in their head. That isn't exactly what you're supposed to do. What you're supposed to do is have two players marking that area there, if there's any players there. If not, you go and do something different. You don't just stand in that area. And the reason for that, it's always been the same. And I'm going to tell you a little bit more about coaching it, right? And what ends up happening is there's reasons you do something, okay? You can pick this out in anything in the world. And people don't know the root reason they do it, but they hear the word zonal defensing and they assume, oh, it's marking a zone in an area. And then they take that concept, marking a zone in an area, and run with it, and don't know all the basic fundamentals that were behind it to create that thing to happen. So they constantly get it wrong. And because they don't know all the intricate details, it doesn't make sense to them. Well, but why are they doing that? And they keep making the same errors. Now, one of the big fundamental problems with doing this zonal defense the way that they've got it set up is you are standing jumping against somebody who is running jumping, and the running jumper is always going to beat you. Okay? And that's what ends up happening here. So what ends up, look at what happens here, okay? They're trying to do this little silly little zoney thing, and you want to think it almost like the best way of describing the zone, and the easiest way of trying to teach it, is actually the basketball zone. When the ball goes to one area, two people go over instead of just the one pressuring the ball. That's kind of how you want to do it inside of the box. Not just saying, I've got the front post, you've got the back post, he's got the middle, and we attack individual zones. No, you actually have two players going for the same area, so you actually got more defensive players than you do attacking players in that area. That's not what they're doing here, and they're kind of playing it half-assed. And this guy really should be a little bit further forward, and they should have another player in here, because you can see they've already got more numbers. So when he comes in, this guy has got an easy header. Why? Because he's running, he can get an extra jump on the ball, and the other guy, that not only did he not see him because he's looking at the ball, it's come from behind him, which should be somebody else's responsibility. That's why you have two people in that attacking zone, if you like. So somebody else is tracking that runner. It's just too easy, and it's just, wow, there's so many little errors that's being made here. Now, here's the other problem. If they're playing weak teams and these weak teams don't exploit this doesn't become an error. Let's get on to the next goal. Couple key things here I want to show you. As soon as this ball's played in here, watch Haaland's response. He knows he's off to the races. You can see that they've split the three. They haven't exactly done their job properly here, which is okay, because you've got someone here to help cover, but you've got to do a little bit better than letting a guy right in behind you and being able to roll the ball straight into Erling Haaland. Don't know if you've heard, he might be a good striker. I want to show you something as well, what he does and how he leads the defender astray to get his goal. Let's move this on a bit. Dosh, see that play? He's gone completely and utterly the wrong way. His step, his movement has taken him out because he's misread the situation, and now look, he's right in behind. He's trying to cut the angle, trying to cut the pass off, but it's a decent. Ultimately, he ends up making more of a space by getting it wrong, and Haaland's in 1v1, which you don't want to be in a situation, let's be honest. So this is what he does that's really, really good in this clip here. So Haaland automatically slows the ball down and puts it on his left foot. But you know, as a defender, he wants to be on his right foot and score with this one here. But he's suckering you in, thinking that he's going that way, and he has no intention whatsoever. So he's making his stride a little bit wider. So when he does move the ball to the right-hand side, the defender's got absolutely no chance of making a tackle because he's goading him and baiting him that he's going to go inside on his left foot. Watch this. He's goading him. Watch this. Donk, donk, donk. Do you see that? See that little step there? He goes, I'm going to go left, and he doesn't. He moves it right instantly, and then he gets his shot off. Bosh. Bang, straight away. That's how he made half a yard there. Just put it outside, inside of his left foot, out to his right foot, and it's in the back of the net. And I like the response from the defender straight. He knows it. He knows he's been done, and he's slamping on the floor like a child because he knows he's just got done by him baiting him to go out on the left foot and back in on the right, and he knows it. And he knows it. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.